to once again welcome you here in Karabakh, in Azerbaijan. Welcome to our country, sir. I'm delighted that development of Azerbaijan and Slovakia relations is advancing rapidly. Our political contacts are quite frequent. Last year, I paid official visit to your country, and I have fondest impressions of the visit to Slovakia, and I wish to express my gratitude for the hospitality shown to me during the visit. Indeed, the dynamic development of our relations is a demonstration of our intent. We have covered many issues today, and once again, we reaffirmed that we have quite an extensive agenda. It is suffice to take a look at the composition of delegations to see the directions in which there's an active dialogue. It is not just dialogue, but there are actually practical efforts underway. Today, Azerbaijan and Slovakia political ties are on a very high level, and reciprocal visits is a demonstration of that. In 2024, we've signed a declaration of strategic partnership, and implementation of that declaration is evident. It's before us. A very high political engagement. Implementation of joint projects it requires strong political will. We are pleased that Slovakia is also taken active part in restoration in Karabakh, and today, together with Mr. President, in the Bashkarvant village of Agdam district, we're going to their Slovak company is implementing a smart village program. We're going to acquaint ourselves with the project, and I wish to express my gratitude for the support and your contribution to restoration of Karabakh. Among issues that we've covered, of course, there were some traditional ones: economic and trade relations, energy cooperation, military defense cooperation, and other priority areas. All of those issues, we've had a very open and sincere dialogue on those matters. Members of the delegation are in constant contact both today and tomorrow. President's visit will continue tomorrow in Baku. And once again, I wish to thank him for accepting my invitation and also including Karabakh in his program. I'm really grateful for that. This once again demonstrates the sincerity of our relations. And I am confident that from now on, those relations will only thrive, because we're working on concrete matters, projects. Both sides attach great importance to the bilateral relations. And in recent years, we have developed very strong partnership. I should also reiterate that President Pellegrini is visiting Azerbaijan. It's not his first occasion. He was the first in his previous capacity to visit Azerbaijan, was a Speaker of the Parliament, as Prime Minister, as President. He attended our COP29 climate summit, and today he's on official visit here in Azerbaijan. Mr. President, once again, I welcome you to Azerbaijan and wish you a pleasant stay.
Vážený pán prezident,
Dear Mr. President, may I, on behalf of the entire delegation,
Hörmətli cənab prezident, nümayəndə heyətim adından
vašu myšlienku realizovať tentokrát oficiálnu návštevu Azerbajdžanu
during my official visit here,
Karabachu.
Azerbaijan, here in Karabakh, in Shusha.
Počas našich
During
osobných
our
stretnutí v
personal
minulosti sme
meetings in the past,
o Karabachu
we spoke much about Karabakh and its further development,
Pre mňa dnes veľká česť
and that's why it's a great honor for me today to be able to personally, together with my colleagues from the delegation, to see on our own eyes the large shift and progress in development of this area. I'd like to express my respect and admiration to what you were able to do so in so shortly and quickly, in few years only, to build up in this area and develop it. And I'm proud to be a part, and Slovak companies are participating in developing the region. I'm hopeful they may continue in participating in additional projects to be implemented here. I'd like to confirm your words, Mr. President, that the strategic partnership between Slovakia and Azerbaijan truly is not only a formal act, and that between our countries there are not only regular formal diplomatic relations, but instead we are truly friendly countries. We are friends who have much to offer to one another and who are transferring these excellent relations into realistic projects and cooperation. I'm also delighted that a part of my delegation are important members of the Slovak government who later on today and tomorrow will have opportunity with their ministerial counterparts from the Azerbaijan government to discuss concrete projects that you, Mr. President, have outlined in your opening remarks. I'm glad that we have our governors of our national banks, not only the ministers, who have a lot to say to each other. I'd like to thank very much for your frankness, Mr. President, and a very open and frank dialogue that we have, because this is how it's supposed to be between two heads of state of two friendly countries. The Slovak Republic has been nurturing pragmatic relations with its partners. We'd like to have partners and friends in all parts of the world, and I'm very glad that Azerbaijan is among those friends. Azerbaijan is a country that is an important regional player in this region, is a guarantor of stability, of development, is a center of logistical and transport routes going west to east and east to west. Azerbaijan plays here an important role in this regard. I'd like to thank you, Mr. President, and the country of Azerbaijan for your efforts and rapid reaction when the energy crisis started. You were prepared to provide to Slovakia some of your natural gas stock, delivering the gas to Slovakia, by which you helped us out tremendously due to the shortage of gas supply through Ukraine. And I'm glad that our ministers will also continue in the discussions in looking for stable energy supply solution beyond 2027. And I do appreciate very much, Mr. President, that today, later on, together we will drive to the newly built village, and I'd like to thank you for the great honor that the school that is going to serve all the children attending in the municipality will be able to carry the name, proud name of our important historic personality, General Milan Rastislav Štefánik. And here in Karabakh, the seal of Slovakia will remain here. And all the children and their parents and teachers may somehow be connected with Slovakia in this way. We are tremendously pleased due to the relations between Slovakia and Azerbaijan are not only economic or diplomatic, but the more and more now, increasingly, there are visitors, tourists, people traveling back and forth. Vice versa, starting October this year, there will be a direct airline link connection between the two capital cities, and I'm happy it's becoming a reality this year, which will interconnect the two of our countries easier, improving our relations at the university level, humane level, and also for businesses. I'm glad that a part of my visit in Azerbaijan is also a major business delegation,
a že pani ministerka
and that Madam Minister of Economy, together with Minister of
Azerbajdžanu zajtra otvoria v
her
Azerbajdžanu
counterpart,
ďalšie
tomorrow they are opening
business
yet
fórum,
another
ktoré opäť
Slovak-Azerbaijani business forum. They will put together
azerbajdžanské firmy,
Slovak and Azerbaijani companies
vám opäť nájdu ďalšie
who hopefully will find
vzájomnej
additional opportunities for mutual
aj v
cooperation,
rámci
even
myšlienky alebo
within our idea or the
prezidentom preferujeme
symbol we are
naše vzťahy
pursuing together with Mr. President, that our relations should not only be built on unilateral business of someone selling something to the other. On the contrary, we have the idea of as many projects as possible to be joint, so that we jointly can operate
aby sme
where it's mutually beneficial, in other areas where we could manufacture jointly, where it's again mutually beneficial,
transfer
so we can provide for technology transfer, for instance, or other projects which are beneficial for both of our countries, not only unilaterally one at the expense of the other.
dôležitá
It is important for the Slovak Republic to have security and peace. That's why I'd like to appreciate all the activities of Mr. President Aliyev
Azerbajdžanu
and that of Azerbaijan in relations
diplomatických riešení
in looking for diplomatic solutions of the tensions
oblasti, či už
in our region, whether it's the Russian-Ukrainian war or the complex Middle East situation.
na Slovensku pevne veríme,
In
že
Slovakia, we are firmly convinced
aj európski hráči
that also European players,
intenzívnych snahách
in addition to intense
ďalšie
efforts
zbrojenie
in additional armaments,
vojen budú čoraz
financing additional arms production, they will also not forget looking for
okrúhlym stolom
diplomatic solutions at round tables, so that together
dostali vojnu preč,
we
aby sme
get
sa opäť
war away from our continent, so we may yet again focus on developing the regions that need it and
potvrdiť, že
deserve it.
Slovensko aj
I'd like to reaffirm that Slovakia in 2027-28 will continue
svoju ambasádu v Baku
through its embassy in Baku to be the North Atlantic Alliance contact point in relation to
Azerbajdžanu.
Azerbaijan,
Veľmi rád,
and I'm glad that in the area of security, defense
naše
capabilities,
ministerstva obrany majú
our defense ministries have excellent relations already,
rád, že Slovensko
and I'm
bude môcť
delighted that Slovakia will be able to present at the upcoming September Defense Trade Fair here in Baku the result of our joint cooperation and our agreements. Mr. President,
Ďakujem veľmi pekne
thank you very
za
much
možnosť
for the opportunity
tráviť čas
to spending
v Karabachu aj v Baku.
time
Ďakujem za
both in Karabakh and Baku. Thank you for our friendship.
našu doterajšiu
Thank you for our
prácu.
cooperation thus far.
Rád, že
And I'm very glad
dialogom a našim
and delighted that through our dialogue and activities, we are showing
medzi Azerbajdžanom a
that the
Slovenskom
relations between Azerbaijan and Slovakia are not only about empty words or only be formal.
projektami.
Instead, they are supported by concrete projects, specific activities, and I look forward to our next meetings.
Ste mi pripomenuli,
And I'm very glad that you've reminded me, in fact,
navštívil
that I have visited Azerbaijan before in all of my top previous capacities.
možno by som to trochu na záver
Perhaps
odľahčil.
I could
Pravdepodobne sa mi vždy
jokingly conclude by saying that
dobre darilo.
I was doing well every time I returned from Azerbaijan back home,
Niekde ďalej.
moving up, progressing in my political path. So thank you also for that.
Želám nám obom
And I wish us all, and wish the
veľa
two of us,
dobrých priateľských
many good friendly meetings, and to the two of our countries, prosperity and excellent relations. Thank you very much, Mr. President.